What's up, guys? I want to do a little intro video here to some things I got going on with my truck. Bear with me here. I'm not really much of a video guy, so just gonna get to it and go over some things that I picked up for my Jeep and what I intend to do to it futuristically, where I'm sitting at it with it now. Pretty much just going over my build and what I'm doing, personal preference. I can leave the descriptions to all the places I got all the parts, all the people that you want to talk to get any information you have for your vehicle, if you so choose to. So just bear with me here, guys. So first and foremost, I want to say I'm not sponsored by anybody that, has, provided me any of these parts, so I didn't get no discounts. I pretty much I dealt with Josh at HHP, and he led me in the direction of, what I needed, to support this cam, because I knew what I wanted my truck to sound like. I know what I wanted it to feel like. So, I came to him with those questions, and he gave me the answers pretty much. So it took me a little bit of time to acquire some of this stuff, because, it's pretty pricey, isn't all Mopar stuff, compared to the LS stuff. But that's a whole nother story. Anyway, so let's get back to it. But the main important part, the cam. I went with the hhp2r cam, just because I've read a lot of reviews. I've seen a lot of videos with people that already had the cam, racing, which is what I want to do with it, futuristically, as we speak. But yeah, so here we have the hhp 6.1 2R cam. It's beautiful, man. They look so good when they're brand new, but I'm not exactly sure on the specs. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure that they have them on the website. If you guys aren't into the next portion of it, I bought a OEM Mopar factory timing kit, which comes with the gear, chain, guides, everything you need to do the timing. I didn't necessarily need to do it, but since I'm inside the engine, I'm going to do it anyway. Make sure everything's freshened up and I have no issues. It's just one of those things that you get to the point where you just want everything to be done perfect and, done right the first time. So I went with, genuine OEM timing kit. I think it was only probably like $100 or something or so. I'm not exactly sure of all the prices. It's all on the back of my mind now because, it's just one of those moments where it's like you suppress those ideas of the prices of what it costs to go fast or sound good or look good. So, yeah, so on to the next thing. I got a OEM Melling oil pump, brand new. It comes with 2 springs, and it gives you all the directions of what, oil pressure you want to be at. Yeah, for the most part, that's for that. So let's get into the next thing here. I got, timing cover gaskets. The heads do have to come off with the 6.1 cam to get to the lifters and everything. So you want to prepare yourself, get new head gaskets. I have OEM head bolts, I'm sorry. Just because I'm pretty much just doing a mild build. I'm not going too crazy. It's not ready for heads yet because I'm doing this as like a stepping stone kind of deal. I'm going to get the truck dynoed and get my numbers once I do the cam and all that stuff. And as I work my way up, do heads, then I'm going to dyno it again. Once I do a turbo, I'm going to dyno it again, so it'll just show you like where you start off with each part that you put on, I guess. And I got, the new cam bolts, some seals, all that kinds of stuff. OEM head gaskets. I got all new intake manifold bolts, which I know I didn't need to do, but the ones that are in it, they're kind of crusty and looking, so, they're looking rough. I got the cam bore seal, all that stuff. Or I'm sorry, the crank seal. I got my OEM factory intake manifold gaskets. Just like I said, I'm gonna freshen everything up while I'm in there. And of course, you gotta get the stickers, man. If you don't want them stickers, I don't know what's wrong with you, but you gotta get them stickers. Every time you get a part, man, you just gotta get stickers. I have OEM head gaskets, which it did not come as a complete kit. I kind of just had to order, piece by piece until I pretty much had everything that, I needed. So, yeah, I think they were like $40 for the head gaskets. Like I said, it's all in the back of my mind now because I suppressed that total at the bottom of the page when I ordered everything. Next part up, we got the hhp push rods. I tried to get the manly ones, but at the time of ordering them, they were out of stock. So these were the next available option that they had. Same exact, specs to these. 8 intakes, 8 exhaust. So yeah, basically that's how that goes. And then, we have valve springs, because obviously, if you ever do cam, you should always do the up top end too, to, be able to support the cam, and the stroke of it could, snap a valve, a spring and all that stuff. So you want to always get all that stuff when you get a cam. Got all your caps and spacers and, all the good stuff for that. All right, and on to the next point of it all. Right here, that's something else. I forgot that was even in there. Got some Woody bump stops because I got some more stuff coming for this. Shout out to my boy Chris Blacklist on Instagram. Check him out if you guys need any little odds and ends for your truck, anything WK1 body style, accessories, t-shirts, hoodies, all that good stuff. I actually bought those from him, along with a few other things, but let's get back to it. That's just some parts of the valve covers. Brand new valve cover gaskets, Velcro. And then here we have the main important part. It's an issue with a lot of the 5.7s, the 6.1s, 6.4s. You get that nasty tick all the time. The 3.6s, they have a saying to it, it's a 3.6 liter tick. I have genuine OEM lifters, Hellcat style. I forget exactly the specs on it, what they had said, and all that stuff. Is I just know it's gonna work, pretty much. So, yeah. So there's that. I'm gonna put them in the box in a moment here. Got the FSI flywheel. Recommended by hhp. Sorry about that, I didn't mean to block the camera. Part number here if you guys are interested in it. Let's see if we can get this to focus. There we go. All right, so yeah, there's that. Comes with bolts too as well, and I'm not sure if you can get much information off of that. So get that out the way. And then the main important part, to make this thing leave a little harder and get a little bit out of that cam. Once you put that in there. Yeah, bear with me, guys. I'm not a videographer. I don't, talk on the camera on a daily, so kind of just learning this one as we go. And then, of course, we have the main important part. It's a 3600 stall, 36 and 38, I think it said. Yeah, it was like $1,300, and then you send them a core back, and then they'll send you 250 back, so it comes to like 900 and something. I also as well ordered the Pro Torque torque converter from HHP. Like I said, if you guys have any questions about anything you want to do to your truck, like what power levels you're trying to achieve, or sounds you're trying to achieve, any of that stuff, pretty much anything that has to do with the Gen 3 Henry. If you guys need any insight, information, all that stuff, give them guys a call, and they'll get you guys hooked up with what you need. All right, and so yeah, let's get moving again. Next up, I went with the Innovate Motorsports single dual lambda wideband gauge, because like I said, in the future I plan to turbo it, and I'm not sure if you guys are big fans of like Fast and the Furious and stuff, but I'm not a fan of 1,000 gauges for a couple things. So I did go with, like I said, the Innovate. It's a dual lambda single gauge, so meaning it has both left and right bank information, your wideband, and the kit pretty much comes with everything you need to install, and then some, if you need to make any changes or anything to the gauge, update it or whatever, get any information from it, it actually gives you that capability. It comes with 2 sensors, all the harnesses, even comes with 2 brand new Innovate bungs for the sensors and the exhaust. So more or less, like I said, this is pretty much what I needed to run the 2R cam everything. Like I said, I'm not sponsored by any of these guys. I had to do my own research, you know, speak with everybody and, you know, tell them pretty much what I was trying to achieve with, you know, with my Jeep. Before people ask, the gauge pod. This is a direct OEM replacement. It fits perfectly fine. It comes with all hardware, which is in that bag that I've stuffed in that second pillar. I got the dual gauge pillar pod holder in the 5/16, so it pretty much fits your average boost, oil pressure, you know, wideband, whatever you choose. I chose the pillar because I was looking to get the dual gauge that goes over the cluster. But then again, I just thought about it, like, you know, I kind of want to keep the truck as simple as possible and, you know, not have interference with, like, you know, say, you know, you drive at nighttime and then you have a gauge blaring in your face and all that stuff. And, you know, you just don't want that to be in, you know, in the way of you looking at your speed and all that stuff and oil pressure or fuel, all that stuff. So I went with the dual pillar pod, and I got that from TRE Performance. It was like $150. And believe me, guys, everything about these trucks is not cheap, because I looked at, you know, other people that could custom make them, and they want $200 or more, you know, depending on what you want. So, yeah, TRE Performance, check them out online. And you can pretty much get, you know, anything you're looking for any of your vehicles at all whatsoever, not vehicle specific. But, yeah, we're going to get to the truck. So, catch you in a sec. So we're going to get to the truck. So here she is. Here she is, my 2010 Jeep Grand Cherokee srt8. Currently sitting with 144,000 on her. The only things I have done so far are stainless works, long tube headers, custom cat back with blow through, high performance cats. 5-inch tips on the thermals. It has no mufflers. I got tail lights, little things, just to make it look good. I did the chrome delete. I used a vinyl wrap. I tried to see if I could find, you know, any delete kits, basically where I could take any of the, you know, chrome finish or whatever it's called, you know, off. I did the lip, all the door jambs, the side molding, all that stuff. It's all done in a vinyl wrap that I got from eBay. Sitting on 315s in the rear, and I believe it's 275s in the front, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 275 40/20 in the front, 315 35 in the rear, Toyo Proxys. So far I like them, but I do plan to go to a drag radial once I start getting some power into this thing. More or less, it's pretty clean inside. I don't really drive it too much. It sits more than anything, like a weekend driver with these fuel prices nowadays. Yeah, I mean, I got a ton of stuff that I want to get done to it, and eventually I'm gonna turbo it and race it, and, you know, put it on a drag pack and just have a lot of fun with it. But for now, I'm doing a, you know, a street build, nothing too serious yet. There's some things that need to be addressed on it, you know, like the fading of the headlights, you know, sand that down and polish them, and, or, you know, even replace them. All right, underneath of the hood, she sits stock. Only thing it has is a Mopar intake and a catch can, which, you know, really isn't too much for these things. And the stainless works headers, which are kind of hard to see, they're down there. And to you guys that do plan to do exhaust on these things, number one, start early. It took me about, I'd say from beginning to end, 12 hours. I needed to use a lift because I went through the bottom with the long tubes, but I had to lift the motor. If you don't have access to a lift, God bless you. You know, get a couple buddies and, you know, just go at it. But yeah, I mean, that's it more or less. You know, it's pretty stock right now, sitting on stock suspension, tinted windows, you know, just the necessities to make it look good for now. I mean, these trucks are just badass overall, you know, and, you know, they paved the way for the Trackhawks and, you know, for all the new SRT models nowadays. So that's it. I mean, it has a Diablo tune on it, which really isn't too much. But I'll do a startup video for you guys. I do have cutouts on it right now, and the motor stopped working. So I don't recommend doing cutouts. I mean, unless you really want to. And if you do cutouts, you know, get something, you know, worth the money, like something vacuum driven that'll open under, like, you know, wide open throttle or something. But yeah, I'm gonna do a startup video for you guys, and I'm pretty much gonna conclude it off there. But here she goes. Open, like I said, but I mean, my stock hats. I still have my stock manifolds. I have mostly all the stock parts to this thing. If you're like me, I like to collect all my stock parts, so, you know, if shit ever does hit the fan and I need to, you know, take it back to stock or, you know, whatever, I like to hang on to the stock stuff that's actually in good condition. And maybe you never know, you might run into a fellow friend that, you know, that needs some parts that you might just have laying around. But more or less, I'm sure I'll probably sit on it for the next 5 or so years and not need it, and then I'll just, you know, get to the point and throw it away, and then I'm gonna need it. But yeah, I mean, for this thing, it's pretty quiet after, you know, it idles down a bit. I'm pretty impressed with the stainless works headers. That was my preference. You know, everybody has their own selection of what they want to do to their own vehicles, and, you know, this happens to be mine, and I'm glad to be sharing that with you guys. So, you know, whatever you guys want to do to these things, man, I'd love to see it. So, you know, tag me in it if, you know, you post a video or you just decide to get creative and make your own video like I did. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Keep an eye out. I'm going to post a video of when I do the cam. I'm going to do a step-by-step, you know, from the engine pull to, you know, everything, more or less. All the parts I have are going to go on this thing within the next few weeks or so, depending how the stars align. I couldn't end that video off without, you know, just a sample video of what it sounds like with the stainless works headers inside the vehicle. You know, this is probably under 25 miles an hour, so we don't break the law. Remember that one. But I'm gonna get on it here in a second for you guys, just so you have an idea of what it sounds like, you know, inside the vehicle. Like I said, you know, I do have my cutouts open and the motor stopped working, so they're stuck open, but it sounds amazing from the back of the vehicle when you take off. I actually have a video posted if you guys want to go check that one out. But yeah, hang on a second. Here's a quick little one. Yeah, I do have a check engine light on. It's from the headers because I haven't gotten it tuned yet. I do have emissions coming up here soon, and there's no sense to get it tuned twice since I'm doing a cam. So, one moment, let me pass this speed bump. Remember, guys, don't break the law. If you made it this far into the video, I appreciate you guys for your support and everything. Like I said, this is my first video actually, you know, talking on camera, trying to get you guys introduced to who I am and what I do and what I like to do. More or less, I made this page for the Jeep, and, you know, I love these trucks, man. Ever since they came out in 06, and a friend of mine actually had bought one when they came out, brand new when they first came out, man. I freaking loved it. It sounded so amazing, and I've always been a import kind of guy, you know, as most people do when they grow up. I guess you can say they start off as a, you know, JDM or, you know, German fan, and mine preferably were the German cars. I loved Audis. I had an Audi. I had 2 of them actually, and I sold my Audi once I got the Jeep because there was no sense of having 2 you know, luxurious vehicles, if you will, and pay double the insurance for one I'm never going to drive, because, you know, having an Audi, you know, they're expensive to fix. Everybody knows that. So I don't know, I just kind of got out of, you know, the import world and dipped my feet into the V8s, you know, and what better way to do it with this Jeep. So yeah, if you guys could, you know, leave me a like, leave me a comment, you know. Like I said, if you guys have any suggestions or, you know, any pointers, anything, you know, I'm open to all of it. You know, leave it down below, and, you know, I do read all the comments because, I mean, obviously I don't have much traffic on here yet, but I'm working on it. So I appreciate you guys for watching this video. You guys have a good one. See you on the next one.